motion? Second. Everybody in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay. Is there any public comment from anybody? Not y'all, public, there's no public here, so we're gonna move on. Okay, COVID-19, big topic right now. Okay, let me give you some stats, okay? The cases, total cases to date is 46, okay, since school started on August 11th. That includes staff and students, okay? Our enrollment, 300, something like right about that. Total staff cases to date was 12. Total elementary is 9. Total junior high is 12. Total high school was 13. Okay, that's just to date.
That's pretty much all of junior high, isn't it?
No, that's. And then I can break it down by week so you can kind of see how we're trending, okay? The first full week of school, the 16th through the 22nd of August, we had 13 cases. Then we jumped up the next week to 22 cases. The next week we were closed, but we still had, I had to report 6 cases.
Right.
And then from the 6th through the 12th, we had 2 cases. From the 13th to the 19th, we had 2 cases. Last week we had no cases. And right now we have 1 active elementary case. I just found out about this morning, okay? So we're at 1 right now. So it's you know, going better. So anyway, hopefully it'll stay that way. The testing program, I am now going to be able to do rapid COVID testing here with the Buy Next Now tests from Abbott. And I sent out permission forms on Friday. I don't think every kid took one because when Michael was passing them out to high school, you know, some of the kids wouldn't take them. But it's voluntary. You do not have to participate in it. I would imagine maybe some people don't want to because, you know, the results affect the whole family. So, you know, I would imagine there's going to be some of that non-participation. But I sent the consent home and we've gotten about 10 of them back so far. So, and I haven't tested anybody yet because right now we're concentrating on symptomatic students and staff and close contacts. So, and we will do a drive-up test, like say for instance, on a holiday or on a weekend, you go to somebody's house and then you find out the next, say on Saturday you go to their house, Sunday you find out they have COVID, you know you were a close contact to them. You could call me on Monday and say, hey, I want to do a test, okay? Now this is just for students and staff at Lomita, okay? We cannot do siblings that are not enrolled here, we cannot do parents, we can't do that. It's only staff and students, okay? But if your children are in place, say you went to a family something, and you know they were a close contact and you want to test for them, and they're enrolled here, then you call me, I'll figure out a spot where we can meet, because we can do, you know, you can just test you right in the pickup or whatever, and we'll test you. And then the results will be sent to you. Whoever gives me that, whatever information is on the form is the test results will go to that person's email and a text message within about 24 hours. So I will tell you the results right then, you know, because it's a 15-minute test. And right now we have, you know, it's a fresh stock. It's from the Texas Department of Emergency Management. But since we got those tests, this whole program has changed now. Now, you're not getting them from them anymore. The state's approved 5 vendors that you have to get them from. So when we decide to restock, if we use these and we need to restock, we'll have to pick a vendor because we've been allotted a certain amount of money by the state to use towards those tests and some supplies, but that's specifically for that program. So anyway, that all happened, you know, that kind of, it co-mingled because one day one program ended and the next day the new one started, and there was lots of questions together, so, anyway, so that's why I'm just kinda getting this going now, so, anyway. But hopefully this will help parents, to not have to like run to the clinic and, 'cause that's such a pain. It was hard to find a place to even get tested recently because it was,
Or to find a place that carries the home test.
yeah.
Everybody still puts a lot of the home test. And then it's like if you go to FMC, it's a 2 to 3 day wait to get
Yeah.
the results.
Well, and they do a PCR test, which is the deeper, swab.
What is
And
your
we
test
do that.
now?
It's a Binex now. It's a rapid test. It's like a home test. It's just a nasal swab. It's a large Q-tip. It's a
It's the
long
big
Q-tip
Q-tip.
that just goes into your nose, and you do 5 times in each nostril.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the same as the Abbott, what they were selling at Walmart.
Okay, I don't know what they were
Yeah.
selling at Walmart, so
Yeah.
that's why I have to ask.
Yeah, it was the Abbott.
Now, what do you
Binex
consider
now.
symptomatic? Are you making that determination?
I am. And the
Okay.
reason I'm saying that is because, if the list of symptoms has been so long.
That's my point.
So if a kid comes in and says, unless a parent is really, pushes me and wants to say, hey, I really think they need to be tested, I'll test them.
Okay.
Even if they have just a couple, one symptom. But if a kid's had, a runny nose and it's their usual runny nose and it's been going on for 2 weeks already, and that's the only symptom they have, probably not. I'm gonna try to use my best judgment to say,
Well, like my
if
friend
you
this
have
morning, since I've
several
got a runny
symptoms.
nose and a sore throat, I said, go take an allergy pill. I know what it is.
well, and if you take an allergy pill and it
And it
it
doesn't get better.
improves,
Right.
then you can think
And
that
that's
that's
what I mean.
allergies.
It's like, I
Yeah.
know when he said this morning, I've got a runny nose and a sore throat. Go take an allergy pill. I know what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
It's
Now,
like,
if
but I
you
don't
would
want him
get-
to come here and you see him and say, oh, wait, get over here.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna, I don't think I'm gonna be the one to overreact and, start
Well,
testing.
that's the thing, is I
Yeah.
know you well enough that I'm not worried about, that's why I said, who's making the determination?
Yeah.
But I know you're gonna be the one that's sitting up. I've known you for how many years now?
Yeah. But the symptomatic people and the close contacts are the ones that we're gonna
Okay,
concentrate on right now. I mean, you can also use these tests for asymptomatic, like group testing, like say we wanted to, check the whole cross-country team because we think everybody was exposed or whatever, even if they're not sick. We can do that where we test, but because the cases are so high right now in the county, I think we need to kind of, concentrate right now on the symptomatic people and close contacts. And then as our tests, as we have, if the tests aren't getting used much and people want to do that, we can. But the other important thing I wanted to point out is that I will always call the parent before I test.
okay,
I will never test a kid. I'll never just pull them in my office and test them and then call the parent. I will call the parent first and say, hey, you gave me a consent for this, but your child has this, and this. And I think we should COVID test them because those results, if they come back positive, are gonna affect the whole household.
okay, that makes me
So-
feel a lot better.
Yes, it needs to be caught as soon as possible, but also, there's lots of things to consider. So,
Okay.
any questions about the program? I have a little spot designated in my office that I kind of set up this weekend, but again, I can also do like a drive-through test, I can,
I know.
I can, if somebody calls and says, well, I can't be there right now, I'll be there later, can I just meet you in the admin parking lot or whatever? Wherever we determine that, we can do this privately or as privately as possible, that's what we'll do. So, flexibility with that, and I'm sure since this is just starting, we're gonna have to do some tweaking to it, so, things may change, so. Okay, reporting. When school first started, the department, we have to do a weekly report to TEA about how many cases we have. And then we also have to do when school started, we were having to do a case-by-case report to DSHS, which means that I had to fill out a form for every person that was testing positive and send it to them. Then about a week in, they said, I don't think we're gonna do that. I think what we're gonna do is send y'all a spreadsheet. And then y'all forget it, we're gonna go off TEA's data. So that's what we're doing, I'm reporting once a week. I didn't have to report today because we didn't have any cases last week.
Yay.
So, but that's all I'm doing right now, is just, you're doing the once, you know, the one report to the DSHS, or to TEA, and then they use their data. And also, when I test people here, you know, DSHS will also be notified, so, you know, that's all the reporting that I have to do right now, so that's good. And our health plan, I just kinda wanted to touch on that a little bit. Our health plan is, it's not changed since the beginning of school. It's still the same, and, you know, we'll keep having our health plan, and we'll just change it as we need to change it as time goes on. Okay. So that was basically a lot of talk, because didn't need any action, but I just wanted to keep y'all informed, keep you in the loop as to what's going on. The next item on the agenda is a coordinated school health program. We were using Spark as our coordinated school health program, but TA no longer approves it. So, the three programs that they approve are Vinastar, which is out of San Antonio, and Catch, which we had a long time ago, and the Great Body Shop. Vinastar is out of San Antonio, the Great Body Shop is out of Connecticut, and Catch is out of New Jersey, okay? I emailed the lady with Vinastar, and she immediately emailed me back and gave me a quote on, you know, what it would cost to get the program going. It's all online. Parents, the new thing this year is can have an app on their phone, and that one seems to me like it would be the best one to get. It is pricey. It's like $1,600 a year for 2-year license, okay, and a PE curriculum. It's what Lampasas uses. So, we have to make a decision on what we're going to purchase. I didn't get a quote for Catch or for the Great Body Shop. They were, you have to like really go through there and pick and choose what you want, because they have a lot of stuff. This one seemed very concise, very, you know, it just seemed very organized and concise, yes. And so we need to make a decision on which one we think we need to purchase.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the other one, and it is easy. They just send an email out and say, here's the lessons you're doing this week or this month. And it's all online, and the teachers look it up, incorporate it into their lessons or PE or whatever.
Does it say it's mobile?
Mhm.
It's nice having
Somewhat local.
That's what I was thinking.
something local
Yeah.
that you have better communication with.
I know.
That person to come do something local's better. So New Jersey, be right over.
Yeah, right.
So-
Yeah, and those websites were real, I don't know, it was difficult.
Yeah, look at something, I would consider something local.
I need a motion.
I'm going with Vinastar.
Aye.
In favor?
We'll just move this right along for you.
Okay. I wanted to, let you know about, new training we have for the students this year. We purchased, about 2 years ago, we purchased, Safe Schools training, which is what our staff training is now. It's all online, you do it on your own time. And, this year we had the opportunity to purchase student training, 6th through 8th and 9th through 12th grades. And it was $1,300 for the year, but I think it's gonna be really good. Amanda and I sat down and, she picked out which program she wanted the kids to have this month. And, since September is Suicide Prevention Month and the kids need some training on that, I went ahead and assigned them some programs. They have 5 programs on suicide, 6th through 8th and 9th through 12th, okay? And they are grade specific. specific, but, you know, they have 5 online programs, and they're short videos. I mean, they're like 15 minutes or so, 18 minutes, you know, they're not long. And then she assigned 2 on bullying. I think one is cyberbullying, and the other one is understanding bullying, I think. And then one on digital citizenship. So next month, we'll do other programs. We'll sit down before the month, you know,
Yes. This coming month is like drug abuse, you know, it's the Red Ribbon Week and stuff like that. So they have programs on that, and then we'll push those out to the kids.
Yeah, so we'll have that, and then, you know, and as, you know, like if kids think that there's all kinds of programs like healthy relationships and, you know, resolving conflict and stuff like that. So, you know, if kids need, you know, some kind of, if get into trouble or whatever and need discipline for that, you know, those programs might be you know, a resource for teachers, you know, for like Amanda or Mr. Clausen to say, hey, maybe we need to let this kid watch this again.
Right. When they're in detention or ISS or whatever, then they could go through and get those at the same time. I will say the ones on bullying and digital citizenship and cyberbullying, it's consistent, so they're all hearing the exact same thing. If we made the teachers do it or whatever, then you can't guarantee that it's going to be done with fidelity. But they're all hearing the same thing, and, you know, I mean, it is like a requirement that they have that kind of stuff, so this is just another avenue that they can get it from.
Something called me ignorant, what is digital citizenship?
Digital.
Your online resources productively.
How to be safe on there. It's not like a bashing kind of thing. Also, like,
What are all the websites that you use and what might be unhealthy websites to be doing? I mean, you gotta remember, they didn't have computers when I was a kid.
Are they good in somebody specific?
no, right now we're trying to email it out to them, and then they're responsible for watching it, and we give them like the whole month to watch it.
Yeah,
So they do it on their own.
yeah, they do it on their
It's
own.
emailed out to them, and then they have a username and login, and they can log in. It's all new. We're just trying it out.
Yeah, and we did, there was a little glitch, right away, right off the bat, there was a little glitch, but we got it fixed, so,
If we find that they're not watching it as much as we would like, you know, then it may be an assignment, you know, hey, it can be done during here, or,
I was
yeah.
gonna say, you got that 7th period, you can
Yeah.
stick them on.
and I do get a report, you know, just like when the staff does their training online, they send me a report at, you know, so every so often, and tell me who's done them and who's not, and all that kind of stuff, so.
I think that's a good idea. I
And
like
I can always reassign it, you know, can't run away, I can reassign it.
Sometimes have it reassigned a couple times.
Sometimes, some of them, you know, it wouldn't hurt.
All right, Play It Safe program, Amanda, take it away.
Okay, so Play It Safe comes from the Hill Country Child Advocacy Center. We use the one out of Marble Falls, but the program originally originated in Fort Worth. It is kindergarten all the way up to, I use the 5th grade program. They use pre-K, but I didn't bog off into pre-K. We're pushing our luck with kindergarten. But what it is they teach them the exact same things in every class about one, you know, don't talk to strangers, that kind of thing, but they use the same language all the way from pre-K or kindergarten to 5th grade. And it is focused on safe and unsafe touch or confusing touch. We had a parent meeting that you could come and preview all the programs before. You can opt out if you do not want it. It's already been done though from kindergarten. We already had those meetings and things, and the kids, I mean, we had only, I think, 4 or 5 kids opt out of it from kindergarten all the way to 5. It's handled very professionally. It's not done, like, I mean, they're not. No. The little kid ones are cartoonish. The 4th and 5th grade ones are not. I mean, but they're talking about things that can really happen to them. And then we tell them it's okay to tell a trusted adult. Those are the vocabulary that they use. We had one child that did an outcry. I contacted the parent and that kind of thing, but I think the child was needing more attention, and it wasn't necessarily true because the story changed a couple times. Those happen, but that's what I'm here for, to interview and, you know, talk to them about it and then call the parents and let them know what's going on. So anybody, you know, that does that, that's what I do. So, I plan to continue that every year. There's a new component that adds on to it. So kindergarten gets the what are the touches. You know, the first grade one is a little girl and her grandpa, and it's like like a cartoon, and they're fishing, and she tells them about the boyfriend at the house. So all of the situations could really happen. One kid, while I was in the class, was talking about, well, what if my mom is the one who's doing it? You know, I can't go and tell my mom because she's the one doing it. So then we have to talk about, well, what's a trusted adult and who else could you go tell? And if that person doesn't listen to you, then go to the next trusted adult and the next one. So we try to tell them, you know, it's okay to come and tell one of us so that we can do something about it, because these touches are not okay.
And those programs were, the lady, they were like an hour?
Yeah, each grade level is an
And
hour.
It was, you did,
We did random. The teachers could sign up for when they wanted, and so she did half of them on one day and half of them on another day. Because she's new to the program, the lady that I normally use, she whips them all out in one day, which I'm hoping next year will be, you know, all in one day. Like they go from grade level to grade level.
but it was a 1 hour program with
Yes.
each class.
Yes. She talks about stories. There's a video to engage them in there, and then they talk about what they saw, you know.
Okay. Elementary programs with you.
Yes. So I go now once a month and have a program with them, or a class or a lesson. I'm hoping that once some stuff is not on my desk, then I can go at least twice a month to see them, like every other week. We started out with the zones of regulation, which teaches them that their emotions are in 4 different zones. We have the blue zone, the green zone, the yellow zone, and the red zone. And they get a flyer that goes home about this, so that they can, first of all, identify which zone they're in by how they're feeling. And then we talk about what do you do about that. The green zone is where we want to be. We're ready to learn. It's okay to be in the red zone or any other zone, because we're all going to go there. I mean, in an hour, you could be in all 4 zones. But then we're teaching them coping skills on, if I am in the red zone, then how do I get out of the red zone? If I am in the yellow zone and I'm not ready to learn and I've lost some control and I'm wiggly, what can I do in order to, you know, help myself get there? So we're kind of empowering them to communicate about their emotions by using a color system. And then I always talk about a coping skill. So my first one was using a Play-Doh or some kind of fidget tool or whatever to calm yourself down. We also discussed breathing techniques that you could use. And then so each time we talk about a different coping skill, and then by the end of the year they have a toolbox. So they pick their coping skills. So how can I stay in the green zone? Which coping skills? Yes. Because like some kids like to color. I don't like to color. Like, that's not going to put me in the green zone. That's going to put me over in the red zone. So we talk about every single one of us is going to have a different toolbox, and we're just using different techniques to experience that and to put us back into the green zone.
But that's just for K through 5?
Oh, you can use it all the way up to seniors.
Are you using it up to them?
I haven't done it. I haven't.
Are you doing everything with elementary right now?
Yes.
Pretty much, okay.
Till I can figure out which classes to incorporate myself in, in the secondary.
Yeah.
If I keep the little kids, you know, and we started there, then you know, then it'll be we've started somewhere, and then I can follow them up.
Right.
This right here, I would start with 6th grade, you know, and then keep them going. The seniors and the juniors, they're gonna laugh me out of there if I start with that. But if we teach, you know, start somewhere and teach them, then it's a lifelong skill.
And you've got that vocabulary following.
Yes.
Okay. So this is all, even that Play It Safe was just kinder through 5. It wasn't.
No.
It was not.
She has other programs for them, but I told her I'm not ready for that yet until I preview them, because I haven't previewed any of it. The Play It Safe I've done 4 or 5 years. So I think the older kids need different things, like you talking about their relationships or how to have friends. Like the most trouble I see is how to have a friend, how to keep a friend, how to be true to a friend. Our emotional, yes.
Year pressure.
Like we don't need to lose it emotionally because my pencil broke, or you know that kind of thing.
It's very interesting because some of the stuff with
Oh
age
my.
that like we're supposed to be doing this year kind of talks, is building on emotions, team building, those kinds of things this year. which is a little bit different than last year.
Okay, speaking of eggs, is that all the?
That's all I got right now.
Speaking of eggs, these are the two items that, Missy said that y'all wanted to talk about, was the activities y'all have and then trying to promote family participation. I know, take it away, Mary.
Well, activities, this year we have, Joan Bear coming and doing art with the kids on Wednesdays. So that's kind of new. We've tried to do more enrichment things with them, instead of like, recess, a lot of playtime, stuff like that. We have, a family night coming up tomorrow night, will be our first one. We're gonna have a hot dog supper. We're gonna do door prizes for the kids and for parents to attend. We are going to, well, we should ask Mr. Nicelong, who worked on, we're thinking about doing like something for fall, right?
Oh, you mean upcoming?
Yes.
Yeah, so we have a couple things coming up. The family game night, we're gonna have hot dogs and it's ketchup and mustard only. I couldn't get the chili cheese, couldn't make it happen, I'm sorry. I know, fun stuff. We're gonna have several games that are mainly two-player to kind of adhere to COVID to help out with, these interactions. We also have a fall festival that we're gonna be throwing in November. I have it already planned out. My wife and I have made a couple purchases to kind of get it going. And Ms. Maldonado and I have agreed that a dunk tank would be fun. So I'm gonna do a dunk tank, which is like the main attraction. And then from there, we're gonna do a couple other games and prizes like potato sack race, bowling with hay bales, so lane. I can't do bobbing for apples, unfortunately. Kind of gross. Just the nature. But we're gonna have a bunch of fall festivals, and this is premature, but I was hoping to get her daughter to help with photography. So if anyone wants to take a photo next to the fall mural that we're gonna have, my wife and I are making one. We do that. So fun games, interactions, and I'm hoping to do something similar to Christmas.
Okay.
But it's a lot. So
Well, we are doing the trick or treat like we did, pre-COVID.
I am not privy to that.
Okay,
so
we had a really fun, remember the trick or treat one, we had Halloween and it was a while ago.
I'm open to any suggestions. I do know the book, I almost lost my train of thought. The book fair coming up would be the activity for the month for next month. So I did not have any investment in that. But
It's Christmas, we're gonna
But it
try to
is a
do
trick
a
or treat.
Christmas thing too.
Is there a trunk or treat at the park? Okay.
I've actually never done that in my entire life. So that's cool.
Maybe I'll do like
yeah.
decorating or something last year for Christmas or.
Well, I mean, for Christmas, we're thinking about doing, I think, I wasn't here when they
You
did
had
it.
Santa Claus.
Like Candyland or something.
Oh,
So we had talked about doing like Buddy the Elf or something like that, and I guess it's done in the cafeteria.
Yeah, it
I
was
was not-
whenever they did it.
Anyway, so I think Missy said we'd probably try to do some of the same things, which was the cookie decorating and
And cakewalk, it's
the
always
cakewalk,
huge
all those
Just, you'll
things.
just email the staff and reach out a little to the
Mhm.
community, you'll have a lot of
Yeah,
we got, just spread it out in the community, everybody participates, that's the one thing.
And I guess it's all done in the cafeteria, right?
Yes.
Kind of the decorations part and.
Yeah, we don't worry about COVID, we just squeeze the whole community in there, we're good. Everybody comes, I mean, that's
I mean,
the
well, I
fun.
wasn't here when y'all did it, so.
No,
Best-
seriously, we
best
fit
one
the
I've
community
ever
in
open
that
those
cafeteria.
doors that go out toward the football field though,
Mhm.
and have some of those more like the cakewalk and stuff just out there.
Outside.
You've
Okay,
got that
you could-
area right out there,
Yeah,
we
so
can do
you
a
could open
lot.
that up and it's at the end of that, people aren't parking there, it's a pretty safe little nook.
It is,
To have some things out there.
and it's not like it's real cold, so, I mean, plus everybody's always sweating inside anyway, so they like to go out there and cool off.
Okay, anything else for Ace?
Are you doing the home packages this year?
We have not started doing those because that was kind of an asynchronous thing,
Right.
but we may add that in eventually for that. It doesn't,
Cause I know my kids who wanna participate, but a lot of them have sports and things
Right.
going on, we got sports at home, we have hard after school because of with them getting dark
Those
early.
things. Okay, well, we will try, I mean, we kinda went back and forth with that, because,
Okay.
you know, a lot of that we did last year, we had to make our numbers,
Right,
because,
and
you know, we
that's why
couldn't
I was
attend.
wondering.
But, this year they will not give us credit for that as part of our numbers. But they have told us, you know, we are welcome to do it, and we can include it in our paperwork and stuff that we send in, but, and we have talked about it, maybe doing something like a monthly, at least doing it monthly maybe.
Okay, and how are your numbers?
Well, we haven't really
Is there any
told,
better or worse? Eyeballing it.
we average about 30 per day.
Okay, well, that's not bad.
I mean, you
It's
know,
been better.
yeah.
It's been a lot better, we know that.
Wednesdays, we always have a lot of kids, because they like to go, no, because of art, because we don't take them to church anymore.
Oh, you don't know
We
that?
don't limit it, that's enough, because of the COVID. That changed last year, so, anyway, so we had stuff with that, but, and the Weavers is kind of, you know, we're kind of trying to maybe ask y'all, you know, what are some things, you know, that maybe y'all would suggest, any suggestions about promoting people to come, you know, like, for after school, like for the,
Like how to get parents involved.
yeah, how to get our parents involved.
I don't get involved.
Right there.
One of
We
those,
got
if you
video
know
right
someone with
now.
a special skill that might be willing to come one
Come on, kind of thing. Yeah, someone that knows how to cook real well, you know, someone who sews, do we know people who have skills that they could share? Are there gardeners out there?
Well,
You know.
Karen DeZorn usually comes to these meetings because she's on our Shac, but she is gone to a conference this weekend. They tried community garden last year, but it just didn't go over very well.
My garden
I
thing
mean-
is good all that.
And I it just, you know,
I'm learning to stand right now, I'm teaching my girls how, and I've got several families at the church, I'm teaching how to do that. I need a big kitchen, and I don't know if I'm allowed to use the kitchen here. But it takes a lot of work.
I mean, I don't have the length of time I mean, it took me a whole afternoon to teach the girls how to chop the vegetables.
Prep and stuff to make, like a salsa. I mean, we did several jars of it, but it took all afternoon, because I had to teach them how to use them, hold the knife properly, how to do. I don't wanna just have, right here, grab a knife.
well, a lot can be demo, we're not all.
And you probably could answer this. Like, whenever ACE first came about, did they not have, like, cooking as a,
They did, Karen DeZorn did
Photography.
some kind of she
But they
did a
were
photography
short
thing,
little-
cooking
And some of them
thing.
were demos, that wasn't always, okay, everyone is gonna do every step hands-on.
Well,
Yeah, some of it.
but that's where I'm in the process with
my
but
kids
did
is
they
teaching
actually
them,
cook
teaching them.
stuff here? I mean,
I don't know if it was
was there
cooked,
place?
or if it was things that were pre-cooked and then they learned how to
Kind of assemble it.
Oh, that would
Get
be
to that
fun.
point.
kind of things.
Yeah.
And, or,
I was
you know,
just curious how it worked.
it's a lesson on healthy snacking, and here are some kind
Kind
of,
of prepackaged or pre-made things that you could make into this kind of healthy snack.
Well, like Leah, I'm buying her a camera, she wants a 35mm camera for Christmas. I'd like to get her into a photography class. So if I could get somebody that knew photography to give a little blurb, that would be fantastic. Because I know how to take a picture.
That's
Well,
why
and that would be something
Megan
you might wanna
normally
reach out
does
to
the-
Karen.
Megan Lustig,
County.
that would be, if I
They do
could,
it for 4-H, and then she would also come up here.
if I could talk Megan into giving like a 15-20 minute blurb on how to do photography, that'd be fantastic, because that would help Leah. Because like I said, this is my photography skills. I swipe, I push the button, and that's it. I don't know anything about it. I've taught her how to sew, and I don't know the first thing about it. I mean, I know how to do it, thread a needle and do it by hand. She wanted a sewing machine, so I bought her a sewing machine. We learned together. So, those kinds of things.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
Joan has said that, you know, I talked to her about doing like painting with a twist kind of thing. We might do one night too, for family night.
Okay, she did that for me, for a teacher deal. Don't call it painting with a twist.
Yeah,
Don't
because
put that in there.
involves alcohol.
No, it is a copyrighted name, and she'll get in trouble for that. So call it something else.
Call us something else then.
Get ready.
That's true.
Just
painting with a partner.
warning with you.
And you make it a mother-daughter or a father-son or something.
Suggestions from Lampasas about parent participation, like how,
There you go.
I mean, how did y'all get parents to participate, or was
We don't have after school, we have Boys and Girls Club.
You know, we have a lot
And
of
what-
people
No,
with
they don't
chickens.
always have family night.
We do have family
Their
nights.
kids don't know how to tend their own animals.
But we had family nights and, the teachers all ran like a booth or whatever, and you just have family night and they won prizes.
Did the parents come?
Mhm.
I mean, they had.
We had
good
food, too.
Participation.
We had food.
Yeah, there was always a lot of participation, I know, when the kids were there.
Yeah, usually on the 13th.
Yeah, that's a big thing. If you don't have food, a lot of people don't show up.
Well, because, if you think about it, they have a family of 5 to however many, and you're having it at night, so then you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. And the booths or the things that you offered were half educational, you know, like how can you help your kid, and the other one was fun things. But each one had a different theme. And I don't think we did it once a month, but we did it, you know, once every other month.
Okay, lots of good ideas. Lots of things to think about.
Whatever happened to Harvest Fest?
It went away.
Obviously.
It got, honestly, the honest answer is, it got to where the same families were having to do it over and over, and even though there were 40 kids involved, you'd have 10 parents show up to help, and it actually got to be a bullying tool in some of the classes. They would actually try to vote in a couple that they knew didn't get along, and it just ended up being just.
There was a lot of, nobody helping, that was.
So it just got to where it was decided that it wasn't what it used to be.
That's a
And
shame, because
it really is, and that boils down why it's kind of wrong.
That's a shame, because Harvest Fest was really cool. I
Definitely do quite a few of them.
it used to be even better, you had like an
Oh.
actual festival.
Yes, when I was here, it was, yes. Each class did a program on the stage.
Yeah, 'cause I had a picture of James and Abby come up on my phone the other day.
I remember Camp Granada in 5th grade. But I also remember the hours it took out of class to put that on.
Homecoming got rescheduled to the 15th, correct? Is there a homecoming dance this year?
I've been involved in the dances.
That would be a Mr. Clausen question. If you ask me,
I'm just thinking, COVID
Just popped in my head with the homecoming dance, you know.
you're welcome to ask Mr. Clausen.
Yeah, that's just the whole I just looked at the word COVID and I was like, homecoming dance. Ooh, smoochie.
Okay. Okay, are we ready to go on to roundtable? Amanda, do you have anything?
Okay. Ms. Moore, so, Red Ribbon Week discussed earlier because it's in October, and our next meeting's not till November, so hit that real quick. We're not gonna focus just on
Anti-drug, I mean, it'll be part of the focus, but it's gonna be a broader healthy choices kind of week.
so it's not 5 days of
Don't do drugs.
It'll be, we talked about one day, having someone come in and talk about healthy snacks,
And we're gonna try to have kind of the same dress-up day like we do for homecoming week.
where there's also a theme each day. So, haven't really thought about our chef
Snack, dress-up day, but then one will be,
exercise, and we talked about having crazy sock
day, 'cause it's almost like the leg
warmer to make it, you know?
Like jazzercise.
We are
Also doing a Socktober drive where you have a sock, scarf, glove drive. And so since this is the last week, if we do our theme day of Crazy Sock Day, it'll really be a day of one last push of getting our Socktober drive. And my 6th and 7th graders are gonna help me with that.
So I'm gonna have any volunteers from the 6th and 7th grade come on Thursdays to the 8th program and like once a week talk about, like, this week we're gonna meet and brainstorm, get the posters done and the flyers done and maybe little videos to put out to talk about October drive. And maybe some prizes, some incentives for the classes that have the most donations, so we'll just do it by class again and things like that.
So that'll be one of the days. Then the red ribbon, wear
Red
red.
No Drugs Day. Thursday of that week is the Halloween pep rally.
So we're gonna have a Halloween day but also talk about, I know it's Halloween, but let's talk about healthy sugar options and sugar intake, even though it's a Halloween.
Halloween day, and then we're gonna have a PJ day, and talk about light, healthy
Sleep is also
part of your overall health. So those are kind of our ribbon themes.
It's like a healthy you
October drive.
instead of, you know,
I like that. So more of a holistic, healthy choices.
Okay, and we will present a budget of some sort to the superintendent too.
yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay,
Cause it is the last week of October, so we have a little bit of time to.
right,
Knock out the details.
right,
So those are our
last week.
tentative plans at this point.
a flyer and more information will come out about that.
That's all I got.
Do you have anything else to ask, Paula? Okay, Ms. Morris?
What, I was gonna add back up there in the elementary programs, but the state of Texas requires, that we talk about certain character traits. And so I have each month broken down, into the different character traits, and then there's also word of the week. So on the announcements on Motivational Monday is the word of the week that goes with the character traits.
Character trait.
Character traits as in, they have, these are the ones: school pride, responsibility, respect, caring, gratitude, fairness, citizenship, trustworthy, courage, and integrity are the requirements.
And every Monday you have that announcement.
I do have that announcement, and then when I go into the classrooms, whatever lessons I do will be on those character traits.
What do you share those with me?
Sure.
All right, anything else, Amanda?
No, that's all I got. You can have that.
Nothing? Mary, do you have anything?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, so I have a motion to adjourn. Second. Okay.
We be gone.
Bye.